Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I am here to bring you my Simply Saturday card. We are on card number 50. So I'll be doing a fun fold. It's the bookbinding fold. I'm actually doing a Christmas card and I'm using the Shepherd's Care because that is the stamp set. It was actually out last year, but I didn't get a chance to use it and I want to make my Christmas cards out of it. So I made a card with it tonight. I did see one on, I think it was Pinterest. That is a lot like this. I just changed it up a little bit because that's what I did for inspiration because I'm about brain dead this week. Had a lot going on again. As usual, if you hear bag rustling, it's my cat down here at my feet. I laid a bag at the floor to take it upstairs when I go up. And she decides she needs to see what's in it. So anyway, I want to remind you guys of the joint special that is going on for until the 31st, which is Friday. It's $35. You get $125 worth of stuff for free. It's a great deal. I've not seen it that low since I've been in Stampin' Up, so it's a really good deal. Or you can go and spend $99 and get $189 worth of stuff. So it's a really good deal to take advantage of. So if you're placing an order for even just a bundle of something, you know, go ahead and just join. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love for you to join my team. That way you could see if you like it. You got 6 months to use your to make your minimum, so that averages out to $50 a month for what you would need to do. And that's not bad. And you might get in it and decide it's not worth keeping for the discount. So, or you might decide you want to go further with it, whatever. But now's a great chance to try something like that without making a huge investment. So I wanted to remind you about that. And I'm always welcome to take new team members. And I'm very welcome to take new customers also. So whatever you want to do, I would much appreciate it if you don't have another demonstrator to be able to help you with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera down. We're going to do 2 cards. I'm going to do one with the Thankful Garden DSP and one with the Modern Christmas DSP. I always get these names confused for some reason of all these DSPs. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I should have talked fast. Oh my gosh. I need to slow down. Slow down. But I just want to get it all out there so we can make cards because, you know, making cards is what I like to do. I don't know about you. I like to talk also, but I really like to make cards. So let's turn the camera down and we will get started, okay? So here we go. Camera down. And we're going to push this down. You'd think I was real tall the way I have that up when I'm standing, because I'm standing up, and then I'm going to bring that up on my monitor and make sure that everything looks good. I'm going to bring it on down a little bit. Why? Can I do it this way? No, I just have to bring the camera down. There we go. See if that helps. Bring it a little further down. Doesn't seem like much, but that's what I have. Alrighty. So, here's my card. And when you open it opens up. So that's why it's called a bookbinding, because this is glued shut right here and it opens up. So it says, peace on earth, praying that you will feel the Good Shepherd's care in this season and throughout the coming year. So I like a more inspirational card at Christmas time, so I like to use these kind of stamps. So we're going to do it out of 2 different papers so you can see it done in the black and white. And then I didn't use traditional papers with this, and that's just because I'm running out of traditional papers and Stampin' Up is out of them right now. So what the heck? So we'll just use what we have, right? But here's the stamp set. It's called Shepherd's Care. It's really a pretty stamp set. It also has, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. We have peace on earth. We have a star, little town of Bethlehem, a little star, and then wonderful counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, from the Prince of Peace. And then the stamps that I just read you there. So that is what we have. So let's get started. And I'll tell you what all I used. There's some on my shirt. Dang. Okay. So I'm going to set that to the side over here a little bit. Here's the modern Christmas one. And what I have is, I have a piece of cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. So we're just going to fold that over like so, and I'll give that a good crease. And then what we're going to do is we will end up having this folded back on itself. Make sure it's straight. And that's how it's going to open. So we'll fix that in just a second. So what we have here is a piece of 4x4 DSP with a piece of 1x4 DSP for the side. Oh, where'd my ribbon just go? Did I drop it? Nope, right here it is. I have a piece of, like, it's between 7 and 7.5 inches that'll go right here. I have a 2 3/8 circle from the circle punch, and then I have the stylish shaped circles. I have the second largest circle, so this will fit on here, and actually will go on here. The 4x4 piece of white will be on the inside, and then I have a scrap here to do the piece on earth. So we're going to have that for both cards. So let me show you the other one, which is basically my sample there. So same thing, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. There will be a PDF over on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP. It will be up at the same time this video is up. And this video is a pre-recorded video. I am not live on it. When it comes to you, it will be pre-recorded. I don't know what the heck I'll be doing in the morning, but Saturdays or in the morning. Listen to me, I never know what I'm doing on Saturday mornings, so I just pre-record them. It's much easier for me to do that. So here's the papers we are using for this. The 4x4 piece of DSP. We have a 1x4 piece. We have our 4 4x4 piece of white for the inside. Started to say I was missing a. Then I have a cloud cover circle from the Stylish Shapes, and then my circle from the punch. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. I'm going to move all this over here so I can just get to it as I go. What I need. So we're going to glue this down first. I like this side too with the flowers, but I didn't want it to take away from my stamp. So we'll just put this down. And then I'll take my 1x4 piece, 1x4? My 1x4 piece, and then I will stick that right over here. Now let's do the same to this one. I used basic black. I know a lot of people don't like the black and white and the gold for Christmas, but I just don't have a lot of Christmas paper left because I was going to order more and Stampin' Up! Has it on back order, so I have to wait a little bit for it. And the one paper that I do have, I need it for a class for November 17th. And I can't order the other paper until November 17th. So it's kind of like, oh no. So I'm going to take this piece because I don't really want the dots there. I mean, they don't look bad. But I just want this piece that's got a little bit of gold in it. Because I'm going to have ribbon over it, so it's not going to show a whole lot. So I'm going to put that down. Okay, now before we move on, well, now let's go ahead and do our ribbon. So I will show you this. This is Secret C. It's right here. It's one of the new in color ribbons. I like it. I like the weave on it. So, and it is called Faux Linen Ribbon. Faux Linen Ribbon. And then this one is gold striped ribbon. And that's what's going to go. I was going to show it to you, but I can't get it to come off of there. Well, here, I'll just show it to you on this piece. It looks like this, and that's going to go here. But when I saw Lisa doing her video, she kind of just took her ribbon, and I've done this before, and I forgot all about doing it. But you just take it. I want to bring that down towards the center some. And I'm going to pull that and make me a nice little knot right there. That's kind of flat. It's easier with the other ribbon than it is this one. And then I'm going to put that on here. And I kind of want it to be, I don't want it to be just centered. I like it a little bit off. So what I'm going to do with that ribbon is I'm going to open up my card. And at this point, you can use glue if you want, but I like to use my Stampin' Seal for this. And I'm just going to add me some Stampin' Seal. And it will hold this really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in. And I want that to go there, so I'm just going to put one edge down first. If I can get my fingers around it, we'll put that down like so. You'll be able to see that once I get that down. So it's holding on the back there where I put the Stampin' Seal, and then I'm going to bring this way and just kind of make sure I have that straight. Bring it up and hold it down. So I'm going to check it, make sure that that's good enough, and I believe it is. So now I'm going to close that, and I'm just going to rub on the paper and make sure that that sticks really, really good. So that is that. Now let's do the same thing to this one. I'm going to take my ribbon again. This one's a little bit easier to tie because it's not as flimsy, and I'm just going to pull that in the center, and I'm going to go lightly because I want that knot to try to stay as flat as I can, like so. And then I'm going to put it like that. So let's open this up again, and I'm going to take my seal again. And I'm not getting it on the scored lines. I'm going in between them because I want this to hold, but I want that, especially this score line, to be able to open up. So we got that. Now let's put the ribbon on. We'll do this top edge first, and that's just me and liking to do the top edge first. Trying to see which one's got more room on it. So let's do this. Then I'm going to bring this one down. Like so. And there we go. I got that. And now let's close it. Rub it really good and make sure that's all down. And press here where the ribbon was. And there we have our 2 pieces of ribbon on with our little knot. Okay. So let's lay those right there. We're going to bring in our circles that we're going to stamp on. And what I did was, I do not need, and I had a piece of scrap. What did I do with it? Probably put it back in under here, knowing me. Yep, I did. So what I'm going to do is I took this stamp because I don't want to stamp all of it. So I just have it hanging off, and that's okay. Because I just want this top part. I'm going to do one in Secret C, and then I'm going to do one in the black. So let's use the Secret C first. And what I'm going to do before I do that, I'm going to do this little star. Let me find him, and I'm using crushed curry for that. So I'm just going to ink it. And then just bring it and put it at the top right, like so. And I'm not going to put that on the black one because of the other stars. So let's close that up. Let's go to the Secret C. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to ink that down to where the block is. See how that's inked? And then I'm going to bring it in here and try not to drop it. Just ink that down. So therefore we have that. Now I'll clean that off because I'll come back with the black here in a second. In a second. I need to wet my chamois, I think. It's kind of getting dry. That happens. But while we've got that out, I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the saying at the top here. I don't need that anymore until I do the other stamp in black. So I'm just going to ink that, straighten up my thing here, kind of line this up and do this towards the top. It's a little crooked. I'm going to turn it over and see if I can get it a little straighter. Try that again. That looks better. So we have that. We're going to stamp our little town of Bethlehem right down here in the corner. And then I'm going to take the piece on earth, and I'll have all of my Secret C stamped, and then we'll do this again in the black. I have my finger in the ink, not a good thing. Probably because my pad is, or my chamois is dirty. I need to clean it. That's all right. I gotta wipe. It'll take some of that off to where it's not as bad. It's always nice to keep wipes close. Okay, so we've got this and this and this. I'm going to stick with the blue one. I'm going to shut the blue. Now I'm going to bring in black. I'm going to work backwards now because I got this laying here. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the Peace on Earth. And I'm going to stamp it. There we go. That looks good. So both of those stamped. And let's bring in the white and do the saying up here. I don't like that either. It didn't look good on one spot. So we'll just do this again, right? Much better. And then I'll do my little town of Bethlehem. Okay, we'll do that right here. Isn't that cute? I like that. And then I will bring in my circle. So we have this and we have this. Let's lay that up there. Let's bring in this with this and my stamp. There's a piece of oh no, it looks like a little piece of paper or something right there, and I don't want it to get in my stamped area, so get that out of there. Okay, I'm going to ink this upside down, so and I am not going to put that yellow star on there because of the stars on my paper. So I can actually, I need to ink him down just a little bit lower, like that, because I'm going to put him up higher since it's only, so there we go. There we go. We got all of that done. Now let's take this piece of paper away, put our stamp pad away. Now let's assemble everything. So how's that? Let's go ahead and put our inside on. We'll glue that down. It's a good thing paper has two sides, right? That's why you never want to glue it down before you stamp, because you always have that second chance with it if you don't. There's our inside. Now let's come out here, and I am going to take and just put this on the gold, and that's going to go on our card. Okay. We'll put that on the circle, and then we're going to use dimensionals and pop that up a little bit. Give it some depth. And I haven't even taken time to color my dimensionals like I usually do, so I can see them better. I can see what I have, if they're peeled off or not, instead of having to turn them sideways and see if they're shiny. So let's take that, and we'll put this on the card. And then I'll do my piece on earth. And we'll just stick that on. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in these shiny little dreezy dots. And that's what I'm going to use on this one. And then we'll use the gold. So there we have some little shimmer to that. So that one's done. Now let's finish this other one. Here, we'll put that there. So we're going to come in with this. I'm going to put the dreezy dots away. So let's go ahead and glue these two together since they're laying here on top of each other. So does everybody have their Christmas cards done already? Since I'm just showing and showing and showing Christmas cards. Nothing else that could give you ideas for next year. I haven't even made mine. Last year I never got any made because I stayed so busy. I'm going to try to get some made this week. Oh, and by the way, if you watch my Tuesday videos, I will not be having one this Tuesday. I might come on with it another day, but I know Tuesday when I'm having a procedure done on my legs that I have to be, it's about half an hour's drive from my house. I have to be there at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know how long. I think it takes about an hour or so. But anyway, I have to make sure that I'm up and walking like 10 minutes every hour. So I just don't know that I'm going to have time to do a video on Tuesday after I get back. Or do I know if I'll feel like doing one? I don't know, because I don't know anything about this except for it's a procedure on my legs that my heart doctor wants done for varicose veins. They're going to collapse my varicose veins because the blood's not running up to my heart in those. So it'll run in the good veins. Never heard of this before, but it was highly recommended. And so I have a vascular cardiologist that's doing that. So we're going to put that in the center like so. We're going to take our piece on earth, but I just wanted to let you know, if you watch that, I do have to put on a post on my Facebook pages that I will not be there on Tuesday morning because I have to be gone. Not because I want to either. I really don't. I'd rather be home. But gotta go do what I gotta do. So anyway, there we have that. Now let's put I was going to throw those away. That's crazy. Now let's put the gems on this one. Okay. I'm going to use these bigger ones just so I can get rid of them. So I'm going to put one in the center there just so it highlights that. I think I want one over here. I really want one down here. There we go. So there we go. We have our two. Well, that's not the two I made. Here's the two I made. So I hope you like those. I really like the black and gold with that one. I just think that looks really, really nice. more so than the traditional colors with that. I just think it needs more calming colors. So there we go. We have those made. Remember to comment in the comment section. Just say, hey, whatever you want, but comment in the comment section, because I will be giving the cards away. I'm way behind on doing that. But this next week, if I'm sitting, I gotta walk 10 minutes every hour. So in that 50 minutes that I'm sitting, or if I'm not real busy, then I can do that. One thing about this procedure, I can go on about daily life except for lifting anything for 7 days. They don't want me to lift anything heavy because of the chance of blood clots after they do this for the first 7 days. That's why I have to walk a lot. So I will be up and down. So I will possibly come and get my video done before the end of the week. I just don't know what day. It'll be a pop one and say, hey, I'm going to be up here doing a video in an hour or something like that. Some kind of crazy stuff. But you have Saturdays, and I hope you guys enjoy these cards. I think they're really pretty. Very, I don't want to say plain, but just, you know, they just speak for themselves is what I want to say. So you guys have a great day, a great weekend. Be creative when you can. And I hope to see you sometime this week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.